Hey guys, parsoFish here, and welcome back to some more Minecraft. Now, I've been mucking around a little bit today with some TNT, and I thought that I would kind of do a sort of little basic intro, sort of tutorial type thing on TNT. So, I'll grab my stuff out. I'll tell you why you need the water bucket later, but first of all, TNT basically acts like any other squid party over here. Yeah, but back into it. TNT basically acts like any other sort of redstone thing, so power it from something like that, or better turn that off for next time. You can power it from... Can't power it when it's like that from a repeater, but we'll get to that over there. And redstone works like that, but if we go in here and grab a torch, god damn it, yeah, if we grab this torch here, same thing as the repeater, it doesn't work unless it was on the same level. So for example, in this case, if I put a torch there, it would work like it will when I put the repeater back down. So we put the repeater down, do that, works the same, and I wanted to do this to show TNT will also activate other TNT. Another way you can do it is you go in, grab flint and steel. Go away search. Yeah, so you grab a flint and steel, and that'll straight up activate it the same as anything else. When you do, and as well as if fire spreads, it'll activate it. But yeah, anyway, if you do end up having TNT explode near another, which causes it to activate, it will detonate a lot faster than what it normally would. But yeah, so that's sort of the basics. It sort of reacts like any other sort of redstone equipment, like a lamp or TNT or doors or anything of that nature. So yeah, that's that. So let's move on here. So I've set up a few contraptions to sort of show how TNT works with sort of entities. So an interesting thing is, when, as you probably saw over here, when you activate the TNT, it becomes like sand or gravel and is affected by gravity. And so you can use this in certain ways. So when you activate something, it'll drop, and yeah, so I guess I'll explain the water now. They've put into the game, when you explode TNT underwater, it doesn't actually damage any of the ground around. So you saw when I was over here, it sort of landed on top, which is why it made this hole. But over here I've got this water, so it falls straight in there and doesn't create any damage when it goes off. So that's a very useful thing to know when creating stuff like this. So I like to call this the Hermes boot. It looks like it's got wings and it's sort of boot shaped. So let's give some TNT a quick boot. So as you saw there, all the TNT, I better turn this off. You've got all have TNT stored in here, so I'll set it up again. And you have TNT stored in here. And a cool thing about TNT is when it explodes, stuff like different entities like TNT that's been activated, falling sand, falling gravel, arrows, different stuff like that will be affected when the TNT explodes, and will, as you saw, can fly over here. So the first I've got is there, so that's pretty neat. So you can do some interesting stuff like this. I've got a few different cannon designs here that I'll just show off quickly. So basically, each of these does sort of the same thing, just in a different manner. You've got this line of redstone here, which sort of goes up the back, and almost instantly activates all the TNT in this main column. You can have a look, see here, set it up similar if you guys do want to do this. Pause the video, see how I've done it. Fairly simple redstone sort of stuff. So once you've got all the TNT set in there, once you activate this, all of that will fall into the water down there. So when it goes off, it doesn't actually affect the actual cannon that you set up. And then this line here is set to go off. I've got 8 repeaters lined up here, all set to 4 ticks. So after 32 ticks, this piece of TNT will activate. And TNT has a fuse of 36 ticks. So after this has been activated for 4 ticks or so, I think it's probably a little bit more because of these ones. But yeah, once this has been activated for 4 ticks or 5 ticks or so, the other TNT will explode, which will send this one flying out like we saw before. Now, as you notice there, it's very different each time. As you see here, I've had quite a few just land there, and then some go out over there. This isn't like a great design or anything. I just thought I'd set a few up to sort of show how stuff works. The more TNT you use, obviously, the more power you're going to have behind the blast. So that is always useful in sort of if you want TNT to go really, really far. But yeah, there are definitely different designs. You can check out other people's channels for that as well. But yeah, these are sort of I just made up off the top of my head. They're sort of standard ones, I think. So if you want to look into that and probably make some that are a bit better quality than these ones, then go ahead. But yeah, as I was saying, when the TNT actually detonates, I'll show you over here, so it doesn't really matter if it explodes. As you can see, it sort of jumps up a bit and then can move around, which is what sort of creates the variables, whether it's landing down there or way over there, because it can land like further back or further forward, or so that's why you sort of have to, if you're having stuff fall into water, you sort of have to have it in a tube so it controls and does fall straight down. But anyway, let's move on here. So I've got another one here. This one's sort of a bit more standard. You've got, as you can see here, I've got my TNT lined up along there, which is the launching TNT. And then I've got glass here because glass doesn't absorb redstone power, if that makes sense. So like when this line activates, it'll hit the glass but won't activate that TNT, whereas if I had another iron block or something there, it would activate the TNT. And then this one's set, I don't have this one set to as long, so it sort of explodes a bit sooner after you've launched it. But yeah, so I've got this one set, and then this just sort of activates both. Hey guys, sorry about that, my computer just decided to crash there for no apparent reason, and I can't find this stupid bat, which is annoying me. But yeah, back to what I was saying. So like we've got here, we've got this line that's a bit shorter than over there, but activates or powers that block which is next to the TNT, which then causes the TNT to subsequently activate and be ready for when this stuff explodes. So I'll set it off here for you guys so you can see. And 3, 2, 1, fire! So as you can see here, over there we sort of had that patch there, and then that hole after that. Whereas this one is a lot more consistent with its stuff, with its firing. Because the TNT, when it's here, it doesn't really have many other places to go. It sort of just stays pretty much in the same place, as well as it not having, say, this block that's in front of it and this one that's above it. to sort of, like this one that's above it is to hold the TNT in the tube, so I can't really remove that, but it does affect how it fires. So this one has got more sort of an open range to fly free and be free and stuff, so yeah, that's kind of cool. And this one is probably my favorite out of the three, and that's just because it's sort of like a firework, which is kind of cool. So I think I've got this one loaded already. Yep. So we'll activate it here, and then we'll fly on up, because as you can see, it launches at a considerable distance in the air, which is pretty damn cool in my honest opinion. So you can see here that you could have all this underground and have like 20 of them lined up, and then they activate, say 5 seconds after each other or a second after each other or something, and then you've got the ground here and all you've got is this little hole, and then you stand back and you just enjoy the fireworks going off along the thing, which is pretty awesome. So that's the sort of ways it affects. Like you could have, it's a bit harder to do, you'd sort of need to use MC Edit, that sort of stuff. If you put sand or gravel or something like that in there, that would work the same too. Or I guess you could use pistons as well. So yeah, you could use that as well to sort of send sand or gravel or something along those lines in pretty much all of these. Maybe not that one there, but yeah, so you can send sand and gravel the same way. So the next thing that TNT sort of, I'll turn my sounds down for this one actually. No wonder everything's been so damn loud. And let's turn the music down as well. So yeah, this one I've sort of set up, I've just got a little timer here, which, oops, didn't mean to, oh well. So it just sort of launches arrows at the pistons there, and then we'll go around here and we'll activate this lever, and we'll wait, and there's the TNT going off, and then the pistons retract, and all the active arrows get fired off into the air, and I need a lever. So yeah, that's something, another pretty cool thing you can do with TNT. It affects arrows, and I'm not sure whether there are any other entities it affects, but as you can see, I got some arrows out to here. I know, again, I only use, say, I think it's 3 TNT here. Again, like before, the more TNT you use, the more power it's got behind it, obviously. So yeah, you can sort of use that to launch them really far. I know Ant Venom's got a video a while back, I might link it in the description if I can remember, but he's got a video from a while back where he made one that just launches hundreds of arrows at the pistons and then launches them about 500 blocks, which is pretty cool. So what is that? Squid. Ha 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 ha. Squid party! Stupid squid. So derpy. Always been so derpy. So yeah, that's something kind of cool you can do. As well, I don't know whether I'll be able to do this. I'll grab myself, I've got some arrows. I'll grab myself a bow. And let's see if I can manage to do this. So I'll put that there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 balls. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, on 5. Don't know whether I'll be able to get this, guys, but 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, no, it doesn't look like I'm going to be able to get it, but you can get it as well if you launch the arrow over, like, as the explosion's sort of going. I think a lot of you've probably seen Seth Bling's Minecraft Olympics, so that'll probably give you an idea of what happens, but it sort of rebounds off the TNT and can be launched hundreds of blocks away as well, so that's another thing that's pretty cool. Now, what I was trying to do here, but didn't really work, I thought when I was mucking around with stuff, wouldn't it be ultra cool if you could be on a minecart ride and then all of a sudden you get on a gap and you're falling, and then TNT goes off and it launches both you and the minecart off into space, and then you can set up a minecart somewhere else. If you're making the actual roller coaster type thing, set up a minecart somewhere else and then mine track somewhere else and sort of fly over to it and be amazing and stuff. But turns out TNT just breaks the minecart, so there's something debunked for anyone who may have possibly been wondering if you could do that or not. The answer is no, unfortunately, because that would have been pretty cool. And this one here, as you see, I've got a target set up there. It's made in yucky obsidian and glisten. There's probably a lot of much better ways you can do this, but I sort of just threw it together for this video. So we'll load it up here. Again, we've got our water. And then up here, because we used obsidian, we don't, it's not really essential to have the water, but anyway, so the last and final thing, which was added, I only think in about 1.2 or 1.3 or so, is TNT can actually affect you as the player when it goes off. So I'll launch right into it here, literally launch right into it, and bam! So as you can see, I didn't get launched very far there, but you can get launched quite a lot, depending on, again, the variableness of, if that's a word, the unstableness of TNT sort of makes it a bit hard to judge, but let's give it another go. So yeah, you can create stuff like this where you, so basically, jeez, that was bad. So basically what I do is fire myself up, and then the TNT here goes off and can often launch me out a lot further, or if I take the top off, I don't know if this will work with the timing I have set up. That's one major thing with TNT, a lot of the timing stuff can be sort of hard to work your head around and is pretty much all just trial and error. Yeah, I've got the trapdoor set up here, so just when it's meant to, there we go. So yeah, as you saw, taking the top off there just sort of stopped me hitting my head, and so launched me miles and miles up into the air. So, and that's with a relatively small amount of TNT, so you could do that and set up, say, one here, and then as you move a little bit more, set up, say, another one here, and then another one even higher up here, until you just get absolutely launched into space. So yeah, I think that'll pretty much bring a conclusion to this video. It's coming up to night, which is cool. Sorry again about the crash, I don't really know what that was. Oop, didn't mean to do that. Let's turn this off first, and let's finish off with some nice fireworks. So I hope you guys have enjoyed. I'm enjoying being back making videos. As I mentioned it in the comments, but yeah, I was really busy with uni over the past few weeks. It's been my last few weeks, so I'm pretty much on holidays now, which is good. Good for videos, good for me as well. I get to relax a fair bit, and yeah, so there was that. And then I've been having problems with Sony Vegas. Anytime I try and render something, it just seems to freeze my computer completely, and so I have to manually shut it off and then restart, so that's kind of annoying. So I've switched to Premiere Pro, Adobe Premiere, for my sort of editing, and at the moment it seems to run pretty well, so that's good. So we'll finish off here with some fireworks, and I'll bid you guys farewell. Hope you guys have enjoyed. Don't forget to rate, comment, and subscribe as always, and I'll see you next time. Bye.